Perfect. Perfect.
What's going on, everybody? What is up? Happy Wednesday to you all. You smell that? I hope you guys, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving at home and you are expecting family to come over and all that stuff, hopefully everything's going well in your cooking journey. Whether you're helping mom out, helping your aunts, whatever it may be, or hey, maybe you volunteered to step up this year and make the turkey. Or maybe you're doing a ham. Maybe you're doing a pork shoulder. There's some people who do a lasagna on Thanksgiving. Or hell, I have a friend, she's vegan. Every year she does a tofurkey. A fucking tofurkey. You're probably wondering to yourself, the fuck is a tofurkey on Thanksgiving? It's basically tofu, turkey flavored. I will say this though, it slaps. For vegan food, it slaps. But what's going on, everyone? We are now live here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. We're also live over on the Twitch. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it throughout your entire social media platforms, wherever it is that you share your pro wrestling content with all of your friends, your loved ones, however it is you get down, whether it's on X, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or that new crybaby platform, Blue Sky. However you get down, however you share your content, feel free to, spread the love and all that stuff. It is Wednesday, November the 27th, 2024. Sometime around this time tomorrow, a lot of us will be full. A lot of us will be probably going into round 2 or 3. I don't know how many rounds you guys go on Thanksgiving. Back in the day, I used to do 3. I'll be lucky to do 2 rounds, but that's just me, of course. But outside of all that, right? There's Thanksgiving, there's Black Friday happening, there's Cyber Monday on Monday, right? But more importantly, the one thing to also remember, this Saturday, it is Survivor Series. The Survivor Series returns this Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, by the way. 6 p.m. Eastern time. I just want to correct that because I would be the dummy. I would be the one who would think it starts at 7 p.m. But instead it starts at 6 p.m. They're going to be live this Saturday, 6 p.m. from the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Look, overall, with these these PLEs from the Fed, overall, look, I know people still feel some kind of way about the 5-match card or whatever it may be, 6, sometimes 7, right? I don't mind these 5-match cards. I do not mind them at all. More importantly, for the simple fact that literally that same day, once the show ends, like what, 9 p.m., right? 9 p.m.-ish, right? Or whatever it may be, maybe it's 8 p.m., 8:30, whatever it may be. Guess what? I have the whole Saturday to myself right after that. So I can enjoy myself. I don't have to worry about, oh my God, this show ends, I don't know, 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Oh, I'm gonna be tired, right? Again, I've been enjoying the international PLEs. I've been enjoying the fact that, again, they start early and then they end early. Holy shit. Day to myself. Enjoy it. So factor that into. Chris Leclerc writes here, what's going on, Christopher? Hope all is well with you. Bailey is 0-2 in the WarGames in her career. That's interesting. Thank you for that information. I do appreciate that, Christopher. But I will be posting the match cards here because I do have the graphics for that. And also I will be posting the betting odds for all of you out there who may want to consider placing a little bet, right? Yes, you can actually bet on pro wrestling, believe it or not. Sometimes I find that weird myself, but yeah, you can bet on pro wrestling, WWE, AEW stuff. When it's come to pay-per-views and PLEs, all right, don't think, hey, I can go bet on SmackDown or Raw or Dynamite. Nah, that's not gonna happen. But you can bet on the pay-per-views. All bet odds courtesy of Bet Online. No, they're not sponsoring us. Hopefully one day. But I will be providing you guys the matches and also providing you the betting odds as well. If you in the chat are in right now, if you're in the chat right now, feel free to also chime in with your predictions for the card, for the show as it all. Give me your prediction as well and all that fun stuff. So let's get on to this. Also, by the way, in case you have not checked out, last night there was a live Raw rundown. Myself, I was joined by the investor Paul, right? And also Chase Covington and all that crazy stuff. And as well on Monday, we did a Steve's Kitchen where we talked about everything that happened at Full Gear and me falling asleep at the show. But again, go all that stuff. You want to go check that out. It's in the archives of this channel. Now, let's get into this. I do have, like I mentioned moments ago, I do have the match graphics here, and I even have the betting odds, like I mentioned. All this courtesy of Bet Online. And again, if you want to go bet pro wrestling, go right ahead. BetOnline.ag. Go place your bets there and all that fun stuff. As Chase Covington would say, make your bank account great again. So let's get on with this, shall we? 1 second here. Just want to do a little test. All right, we're good here. We're good. I am going on the way I feel the show will go. Keep that in mind. Keep this in mind too. There are 2 War Games matches on this show as well. So I'm gonna start things off with the War Games match. We're gonna start things off here with the women's War Games match. You have Liv Morgan, who is the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion, along with the WWE Women's Champion from SmackDown, Nia Jax, the Women's Money in the Bank holder, Tiffany Stratton, also joining this team from the Judgment Day, also accompanying Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and from SmackDown, the Women's Speed Champion, Candice LeRae. So you have champions, you have women here who were champions at one point or another, right? In this match, going up against Team Rhea Ripley, or some would even say Bianca Belair, but I'm going to just say Team Rhea here, right? You have Rhea Ripley, you have one half of the women's tag team champions, Bianca Belair. You have Bayley, who is 0-2 in women's War Games. You also have Io Sky and Naomi. It's important to note that Bayley is filling in for Jade Cargill. There were reports that Jade Cargill was dealing with an injury. Don't know how crazy the injury is, so I don't want to say what it is, what it's not. I do hope she has a speedy recovery, but that's the thing here. She's out injured. Hopefully she makes a speedy recovery, more importantly. But I'll be honest here, right? And I don't want to come off like that fan who sits there because, why are we doing this and that? Because I get it. Times have changed. But I'll be honest. I don't think this really screams War Games. It doesn't. I know why they do it, and I understand it. That's just the way that it is. However, I'll say this, and I say this because I was watching the 1990s Survivor Series on the WWE Vault YouTube channel. I was high. So it was on. I'm watching it, right? I'm stoned out of my fucking mind. I'm watching the show. And the one thing that I will say, and I kind of miss this, I do miss the traditional Survivor Series tag team match, elimination match. We couldn't do that instead. I'm just saying. We couldn't just done that. Instead, we got to put the women in a War Games match. And you know what? Chances are they're going to kill it. Who the fuck? Again, I'm saying all this shit right now. And for all I know, they're going to go out there and tear the house down. For the most part. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan for the Women's Championship at Saturday night's main event. Did they make that official? Is it on their Twitter? Is it on their social media? I just want to make sure here. I don't want to. I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything, but I just want to make sure. That's all. Just want to make sure it's right. I don't see the graphic yet, but I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything, but I just want to point that out. Okay, but we'll see. Bayley pins Candice LeRae and wins her first War Games match in her career. That's the thing too, right? Like, if you notice that team, right? Bianca Belair, since Bayley turned babyface again, Bianca Belair has not really accepted Bayley. She's not embraced her as everyone else has on the roster, right? And I know also people are speculating that the finals for the women's U.S. title, right, is going to potentially be Bayley and Naomi. That's probably going to be the finale for that title. And many people are under the impression that Naomi might turn heel on that. Could happen. You just never know. And she becomes the first ever, women's U.S. champion. But that being said, again, this match, look, I may not be big on the idea of it being a women's War Games match. I think two is too many, right? Considering what the importance of the other story that's happening in the men's War Games match. Point is, though, for all I know, the women are gonna go out there and kill it. Io Sky is gonna do some crazy move off the top of the cage, right? It's also worth noting too, on SmackDown. My bad. On this past Monday on Raw, Bianca Belair defeated Nia Jax to gain the advantage for her team. So with that being said, who wins this? I'm going to go with Team Rhea. Rhea Ripley pins Liv Morgan, and that gets her women another shot at the title, maybe at Saturday night's main event. Could possibly be the case, right? But then again, Chris LeClaire writes here, Liv and Io is going to go at it. But or maybe, you know what, for a future pay-per-view. You just never know, right? Now, also people have been wondering, right, what could happen with Tiffany Stratton? She has an opportunity to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase against either Liv Morgan or Tiffany Stratton. My bad. I'm sorry. Nia Jax. The question here is, will we see a cash in? I think we possibly can see a cash in right here. Right? I think it was Solomon Monster. I think it was Solomon Monster who said this, and I can see this happening too. Because someone suggested this, right? In one of the mailbag questions that he does on his podcast. You know, what if this whole time, Tiffany Stratton and Candice LeRae have been working together on the down low, right? On the low. And when the time comes on Saturday, when it's time for Tiffany to cash in, Candice LeRae provides the assist for Tiffany Stratton. Could possibly happen. But I'm going to go with Team Rhea Ripley getting the win here on Saturday. From there, we go to, but again, I just want to point out this bet because I feel like I have not done it, and I feel like a dummy for not doing this so far. But for those of you who want to bet, again, all bets, the odds are courtesy of betonline.ag. Team Rhea Ripley is a minus 150. Team Liv Morgan is a plus 110 for those of you that want to place a bet on this. Basically, if you want to bet on Team Rhea, bet $150, you get back $100, basically. That's how this works. Candice LeRae is in the WarGames match to get pinned. Could possibly be the case. We just never know. We'll see. But again, here for the plus 110, you bet 100, you get 120 back, basically. That's how that works. For those of you that were wondering, let me get this out too. There you go. Let's move on now to the second match here. We do have LA Knight defending the U.S. title against Shinsuke Nakamura. The newly returned Shinsuke Nakamura, if you saw what happened a couple of weeks, was it last week on SmackDown, Shinsuke Nakamura returned and he attacked LA Knight. And by the attack, he now gets a shot at the U.S. title at Survivor Series. I'll be honest, I would have not done this on the pay-per-view. But I get why they're doing it. I get why. It's a you need a match. You need to have the U.S. title showcased. You know, that's fine for the most part. Look, I'm happy to see Shinsuke back. I know a lot of people were wondering, where the fuck is Shinsuke? What's been going on with him? But for those of you that want to place a bet on this match, again, bet odds are courtesy of BetOnline. If you want to bet on this match, LA Knight, it's a minus 165 to Shinsuke Nakamura's plus 125. For those of you, if you want to place a bet on this match right now. The Skip Bayless writes here, Skip, do you think a heel turn will happen in Bloodline WarGames? Possibly. You just never know. I think it's very possible. Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, there's a lot of mystery, right? Why did Sami drop the phone on the couch? How can Paul Heyman? And I'll get into all that shit. I'll get into all that in the main event. When we get to the main event, all right, Skip? LA Knight retains. CP, Zero Logic. They did a number one contender for the U.S. title, but Shinsuke just gets the match. That is very true as well. Thank you for reminding me on that. But at the same time, I'll be honest. You know, Santos had to earn his as well as Melo, etc. Exactly. And I'll say this too, like, I'll be honest with you. Again, I'm happy to see Nakamura again. I'm happy, right? I know a lot of people were speculating, oh, he's surfing on the beach. WWE not doing shit with him, even though he's about to go wrestle, I think, at the beginning of next year for Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan at their big I think it's their big show in Sumo Hall or Budokan Hall. Again, I could be wrong. It is what it is, but he's gonna be wrestling for Noah in January, representing WWE. But with that being said, I'm going to go with LA Knight. I think LA Knight retains, even though, again, I do feel like, honestly, he would benefit so much from losing that title. But that time is not going to be happening anytime soon. But I do have LA Knight retaining the U.S. title. And who knows? Maybe it'll be a fuck finish. Maybe it'll be one of those finishes where, hey, there's controversy or it goes to disqualification or no contest, and they run it back at Saturday night's main event. We'll see what happens with that one. We'll see what happens with that. From there, we go on to, and again, I'm only going by this how I feel they'll have this ordered out. Could be wrong. Could be wrong on this, but we go to the World Heavyweight Championship match. The Ring General Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the former champion, Damian Priest. And for those of you out there who are curious on this, what are the odds for this? What are the betting odds for this? Courtesy of Bet Online. Gunther is at a minus 5,000. Damian Priest is a plus 1,200. For those of you who want to place a bet on this match, for the most part, the story is Gunther lost his aura. Right, he lost his aura, losing to Cody Rhodes in Saudi Arabia. Right, Damian Priest has been getting the upper hand on Gunther these last couple of weeks on the microphone. Many of you believe, because of all of that, right, that Damian Priest will walk out of Vancouver the new, once again, World Heavyweight Champion. I don't think so. I don't think that happens. I think Gunther gets his what's the word I'm looking for here? He's reminded of who he really is, right? The Ring General, this force, right, in the ring. But also, you also have on the side here the Judgment Day still lurking around in Damian Priest's business, even though Damian Priest did beat Finn Balor at Bad Blood. You would think it's time to move on. But no, I do think Finn Balor will find a way to get himself involved and cost Damian Priest the championship. Because I do feel like, again, they have to run it back. Priest and Balor need to run it back one more time. So that's probably the scenario there as well. What's going on? C Money, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Brody. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And all you guys in the chat. I hope you guys, whether you're helping out in the kitchen, maybe you're making something, let me know in the chat. Let me fucking know. But that's the one thing as well when it comes to the World Heavyweight title. I feel like the Judgment Day will get involved. Also factoring, if you're Finn Balor, bro, Dominic Mysterio has a win over Damian Priest. You don't. Let that shit sink in for a second. The same Dominic Mysterio who's number one in ESPN's top 30 under 30, that same Dominic Mysterio. So I do think Gunther does retain here. But at the same time, the way this is going, bro, I just don't see Gunther holding on to this title. I think once we get to Rumble, dude, it's over. It's done. Give that belt to Phil. But we'll see how that goes as well. We'll see how all that goes. All right, but I'm going to go with Gunther to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we go on to the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, you're not going to keep my guy, Braun Breaker, away from this card. No. You find a way to get Braun Breaker on this show, damn it. Braun Breaker, the badass, defending the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat match against former World Heavyweight Champion, former U.S. Champion, former Tag Team Champion, right? the man who have not yet won the Intercontinental Championship in his career, the one, the only, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Also going up against the other half of, of Imperium, but, they're not a thing anymore. Now it's just Gunther and Ludwig, but yeah, fuck it. Ludwig Kaiser, okay? Ludwig Kaiser, triple threat. Look, for the most part, should be a fun match. I'm predicting they'll put this before the main event, but I think this could also even start the show because you want to get the crowd excited, right? Like, oh my god, this is crazy! Look at this move that Sheamus just did, right? To Ludwig or to Braun Breaker, or look at that spear, whatever the fuck it may be, right? But for those of you that are wondering what are the odds for this match, again, courtesy of betonline.ag, Braun Breaker's a -900, Sheamus a +500, and Ludwig Kaiser is a +1000. If you guys recall, a couple of weeks ago, it was Sheamus and Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. They had a fun match for the most part, but Ludwig Kaiser got involved. This past Monday, it was Ludwig Kaiser and Braun Breaker, and Sheamus got involved. And they were all brawling, and we all saw what happened. Right? Adam Pearce, like, enough of all this. Triple threat, Survivor Series. This could easily steal the show as well. But when it's all said and done, and still the Intercontinental Champion, my guy, Braun Breaker. He's holding on to that title for a hot minute. He ain't dropping that belt. Not a chance. Maybe WrestleMania, but not a chance. I don't see it happening right now. Don't see it happening. Then we go to the main event, because they'll be silly if this does not close the show. You will be a fool to think this does not close the show. I just gave away the odds, but who gives a fuck? The battle of the Bloodline. Who will survive the WarGames? The Bloodline battle. The Bloodline collide. The Bloodline goes to war. You have Solo Sikoa's Bloodline. The Walmart Bloodline, whatever you want to call them. You have Captain, the self-proclaimed tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. You have Jacob Fatu. You have both the Tongans, Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, and their fifth member, Big Bronson Reed, going up against the original bloodline of the tribal chief Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay Uso, the Usos, Sami Zayn, the honorary Us, now known as Sami Uso, and of course, their fifth man. People were wondering who it was going to be. Was it going to be Seth freaking Rollins? Was it going to be Cody Rhodes? Was it going to be Rey Mysterio? Was it going to be LA Knight? Nope, none of that, right? Also, would the wise man get in contact with Roman Reigns? We found out who the fifth man is thanks to the wise man. CM Punk. CM Punk and Roman Reigns on the same team. Let that sink in for a second. Roman Reigns and CM Punk on the same team. If you would have told me in 2014, late 2014, let me correct myself here, goddammit. When CM Punk cut that famous, when CM Punk did that famous shoot on the podcast, right? On the Colt Cabana Art of Wrestling podcast. If you would have told me in late 2014 when that podcast dropped, right? And all the stuff that CM Punk said about Roman, how he had to make Roman look real strong. And again, for a lot of people, and I feel this way too, this started the whole thing, right? If you would have told me then, hey, yo, in a couple of years, Roman Reigns and CM Punk are going to be on the same team, bro, in a WarGames match, I would not believe you. No way. It ain't happening. Forget about it. Well, it's happening. It is happening. To think a year ago, almost to this date, I know it just passed a couple of days ago, but still, CM Punk returned to WWE. We all know what happened. We're not going to go there. But just think about how crazy this stuff is right now. I know there's been jokes like, oh, well, they told Phil that he was going to probably not go over against Gunther. It's like, oh, no, put me in the War Games. That being said, there's a lot of answers here. There's a lot of questions to be answered, right? Who is Paul Heyman aligned with here? Is it to Roman Reigns still, or is it to CM Punk? We just don't know, right? Also, when we find out what happened with the phone, Sami Zayn, people are speculating someone's going to turn. It's possible. It's very, very possible that we could see that heel turn. You know what I mean? Also factoring in, a crown jewel, Solo and his bloodline won, right? They won the 6-man tag. Now you factor in that, okay, now the bloodline, the Roman bloodline, the original bloodline, right? Everything's evened out now. It's not 3-on-4, whatever it may be. Now it's an even playing field. It looks like now Roman and the Usos and Sammy are on the same page. There's still some stuff that needs to be worked out, but for the most part, they're on the right. They're on a good page. They're on the same page here for the most part. And now you add CM Punk, who for all we know, he's doing this out of the kindness of his heart for his good friend Paul Heyman. If you remember a couple of months ago, when Punk returned to SmackDown and Paul Heyman showed up and told him to take him with him because he was scared of Solo and the Tongans. It's going to be fun for the most part, right? Like, look, we've all thought about how we're going to get here. We never thought it'd be CM Punk in the same team with Roman Reigns. No fucking way. But here we are. Right? I am going to go with the original bloodline to win here. That's what I'm going to go with here. And will there be a heel turn? I'm going to say no, but something just tells me it's possible. But to be safe here, I don't think we will see a heel turn for the most part. But that is Survivor Series. Again, this Saturday it goes down. I'm pretty sure we are doing a watch party on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. And then the post show, the review of it will be on Steve's Kitchen on Monday. All right. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching. Again, in case I didn't mention this, if you want to bet on the main event, just real quick, because I don't recall if I did it or not, but those are the odds. Roman's bloodline's a minus 250. Solo's bloodline is a plus 170. All right. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. You guys have been awesome as always. All right. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it throughout your entire social media platform. You guys are awesome as always. All right. In case you guys have not yet checked out, we've been busy on the channel. We did Steve's Kitchen. We did the Raw Rundown on Tuesday. The Raw Rundown. We talked about how the power is not so positive lately for the New Day. Just a week before they celebrate their 10-year anniversary. And as well, on Steve's Kitchen on Monday, we did our recap of Full Gear. Everything that went down, including me falling asleep. All right. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Much love to all of you. You guys can follow the Around the Point Network over on X at HC Point Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. Thank you all for watching. You guys are awesome as always. Enjoy Survivor Series. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Go crazy, shop till you drop, and all that fun stuff. And we'll see you guys likely this Monday on Steve's Kitchen. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Peace.